Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to another tutorial on Adobe Premiere Pro CC. In this tutorial we're going to explain how to add transitions to our sequence. Basically, transitions are special effects and animations we use to bridge neighboring clips in our sequence. Okay, so the important question here, when do we add transitions, or do we add them all the time? Of course, the answer is we don't use them all the way, all the time, sorry. So don't overuse transitions. Transitions are usually used to remove distraction in your sequence that makes it looks jarring or not good, okay, not smooth enough. So we usually use transitions to show that we have a change on time or action or event. If you have an interview with X person and Y person, you can use transitions to show that you moved from that person to the other point, to the other one. But if you are within the same interview interviewing the same person, like anyone, and you just need to change the camera location, you don't usually use transitions. So in general, don't use transitions all the time. Don't overuse it. Okay, now using transitions requires us to remember two very important points, crucial points. The first one is the edit points, and the second one is the handles. What are the edit points? Basically, the edit points is the point where a clip ends and the other clip begins. So for example, if I'm gonna just open this clip, I'm gonna select I and O, one clip. I'm gonna just add it to the sequence, and I'm gonna just move it over and then add another one. So this point here, you see, when I'm gonna move the time head, this point here is considered the edit points, or the edit point. Okay, so this is very important that you need to remember. The other one is the handle. Okay, so what is the handle? Basically, handle is this area here. You see, the area between the media start and the end point and the out point and the media out. So the media is the whole clip as it is. If you remove the in and out points, okay, so this is going to be your media from the first to the end, but the in and out points, you add them using the shortcuts or any other technique. Okay, so this area here and this area here is considered the handle. Without handles, transitions will not be added properly. You're gonna have something called freeze frames or repeated frames or whatever. Okay, so again, one other rule that you need to keep in mind when you add clips, when you select range and you add them to your sequence, always remember to keep handles. Okay, always remember to keep handles. Of course, if you cannot keep handles and you have a shortage of media, then this way, as we will explain in a minute, it's going to be, the frame is going to be repeated. Okay, because usually how handles works, transitions works, if we have this media here, if this is an A and the other media here is B, okay, so basically this is what we are going to do. We are going to put them together here, and the transition will be on this area. You see, on this area, I'm going to use the brush here. The transition will be on this area. It's going to take a little bit from the end of the first clip and the start of the second clip or the next clip or the following clip. Okay, so if you don't have handles, this frame is going to be repeated. It depends how many times, depends on how long your transition is. Okay, so always keep in mind the edit points and handles. And basically this area here, if we need to name it, is called head material, and this area here is called tail material. Okay, but anyway, you can just remember it as handles. So now how do you add transitions? Basically, let me just click. I'm gonna select proper in and out points. You see, I have here I'm gonna add just the video here. I'm not gonna add the video. Sorry, I'm not gonna add the audio, so the audio will not distract us when we explain. So basically, here we have an edit point, and we click. When you double click it, let's zoom out. You see, we have enough handles, and when you double click this, also you have enough handles, so you are good to go. So from where we add transitions, you go to the effects panel, and then you can find here video effects and video transitions. From here you can add video transitions. You click and you have a list of video transitions. These transitions are installed by default in Premiere. Of course you can add extra plugins by installing from a third party. Okay, so for example we're gonna go to the dissolve and we are gonna add the cross dissolve. So the handles can be added in 3 locations: at the beginning of a clip, at the end of a clip, or in the edit points, or on the edit point. So we are gonna add it at the beginning first. You see, you drag and drop it, okay, or you drag and drop it, okay. This is at the end, and at the middle here you drag and drop as well. As you can see here, if you just move it, you see this is a transition, okay, and at the beginning it's gonna be just like fading in, and at the end it's gonna be like fading out, okay. This is basically how we add transitions, as simple as that. Now, can we change the transition? Can we change its settings? We mean by changing the transition, we change its duration and its settings. Yeah, of course you can do this, and you can do this by double clicking the transition. When you double click the transition, you have the ability to set the transition duration. You see, by default it is 1 second. You can change it to be 2 seconds or to be half a second. Always remember the handles, don't make it larger than the handle, okay. So if you want to change other settings in handles, you go to the effects control here, to the effects control panel up there, and then when you click the handle, you see, if you click the clip, you're going to see the clip properties, but or settings. Here we are going to click the handle, sorry, the transition, and we are going to see the transition. You see here there are no settings to change with this. It's very basic transition, they dissolve anyway. This will change if you select this transition, which is added at the edit points, okay. You see here you can move the transition anyway. I think you are familiar with these icons. You see how it changed to red. It could be changed to yellow, which is this is the ripple delete, and this is the rolling edit. Sorry, ripple edit, not delete. And this is the rolling edit, and this is the normal trim. You increase the transition, you decrease the duration of the transition, and if you do so, you can go here to the alignment and set it at the center of the cut or start of the cut. You see, it changes to the start of the cut. Start, it means to the next, it's going to move to the next clip, and end, it's going to move to the first clip. We usually put it on the center of the cut, okay. You can see actual sources instead of the AB things, okay. We're going to go here, and this is going to be the dissolve, okay. Let's try add another transition. I'm going to select the transition and delete it simply by hitting delete or pressing delete from the keyboard. We're going to go to the wipe transitions, and I'm going to select just the normal wipe, okay. This one, the radial wipe might be, or let's just select that one, the first one. I'm going to add it here, and you click, you see, now you have other transitions. It depends on the transition, you can change the settings. So first of all you can uncheck this, so you're going to see AB. This is A and this is B. If you check them again, you're going to see them both, and you see this is how transition works. So this is a preview of the transition, and this is also a preview of the transition, or you can see them here, okay. If you can also see the preview, you see the red, it might be because of your display adapter or a graphics card. You need to update it, or you need to preview the sequence because it cannot run on real time. But don't worry, when you render it, it's going to be okay when you export it as a movie like an MP4. What you can do with this, for example, here you can change the border, okay. As you can see here, you can change the color. You can select the color from here, or you can use the eyedropper to select any color that you want, which is from the scene itself. You can reverse the effect of the transition, and you can set the anti-aliasing quality to low, medium, highlights. This is going to enhance the edges of your transitions, as you saw here. You see off, and when you select high, of course this is going to consume your computer resources, okay. We're not going to go through all the settings in detail. You can practice this by your own, but here we are going to just explain how to add transitions, okay. Do we have another way to add transition? What if we want to add a transition to more than one clip at the same time, okay. So now let me just go back to this video one more time. I'm going to select another clip. I'm gonna just make it smaller. I'm gonna drag it here. Sorry, here. I'm gonna just out of it. Let's select another one, and I'm gonna drag it. Sorry, only the video. I don't need the audio. I'm gonna drag it here. You see now we have more than one clip. So what if we want to apply the transition to more than one clip at the same time? You select all of them, and then you go to the sequence menu. From the sequence menu, just click apply default transitions to selection. Okay, you see they're going to be applied, or you can click here and apply video transition. Okay, and this is going to apply the transitions, which is the default here. Okay, you see I'm gonna go here and see the name of it. It is cross dissolve. Okay, now what if I want to change the default? I don't need the cross dissolve to be the default. It's very easy way. You can select any transition that you like to be the default transition, and then you right click and set it as a default transition. You see I'm gonna just undo, and then I'm gonna right click, select, and go to the sequence and apply default transition. Okay, and this is going to be clock wipe. You see it is not cross dissolve anymore. You can use the shortcut, of course, which is Control D. As you can see from here, it is Control D for video transitions. Okay, so for example, I'm gonna undo. I can select both of these and just hit or press Control D. You see it's gonna add transitions to my clips, including the beginning of the first clip. So there are several ways to do it, and as I always say, the method we apply is not the only way, and probably not the best way. So use whatever makes you comfortable and make the job done efficiently. Okay, basically what else we can add, or we can do with the transitions? You can add transitions to audio as well, not only to video. Okay, so if for some reason I'm gonna add the video and audio at the same time, and you see here with the video transition, or with the audio transitions, now you have the crossfade. You have one transition group, which is a cross gain, crossfade, cross power, constant power, and then exponential fade. Basically these things, especially this, works very similar to the cross dissolve that you see in that you use with video. So you just add it here. It's gonna make or cause the first audio clip to fade out, and then this fades in. So you're gonna have that transition between these two things. Okay, one last thing before we end the tutorial is, what if we don't have enough handles? What's gonna be the result? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just make this all the way to the end. So I don't have handles here. I'm gonna put it at the beginning, and then I'm gonna just put the video because we don't need to be distracted. And the other one is gonna be all the way around. We don't have handles here, you see, and I'm gonna put it here. Now let's try to, by adding a transitions, you can search for it. For example, I'm gonna say wipe. I just need a linear wipe transition here. Okay, you see video, this is a video effect, video transitions. I just need this wipe, the normal one. When you add it, you see you have a warning, insufficient media. This transition will contain repeated frames, as we discussed, as we said. So you have to press OK, and here it's gonna be we cannot preview it because it's red. Maybe if we use the cross dissolve, it's gonna be better because it doesn't need that much of. Okay, let me just click this, delete this, go to the transitions, to the dissolve, cross dissolve. I'm gonna add it. We're gonna have the same message. Okay, again you cannot see it, but you see now we can see the preview, but it is repeated. Let me first double click, just click and go to the effects. You see here it is repeated. So basically what's gonna happen, this area here is gonna be exactly like this frame because we don't have handles, and this area here is gonna be exactly like the first frame here. Okay, so you see the ducks here, they are just not moving. You see the birds here. First at the beginning they're gonna move, and then after that when they apply transition on the edit points, you see when you move, they are just frozen. Okay, they are repeated, and this is gonna be the case for the horses. Okay, you might not be able to see them right now, but here before it was frozen. I think the birds are very clear. You can try it yourself and make sure that you have these things. You see these, how they are gonna work. The only way to fix this is to have handles. Basically, you see now when I have handles, if I move this a little bit like that side, and I move this a little bit to that side, I'm gonna be okay here. Problem fixed. You see, problem fixed, and now our handle is fixed, and you can click here and you can click here, and that's it. We don't have to make it all the way to the end. You just can just say I want it to be 1 second, and that's it. Okay, and you can just move this, sorry, that way. Anyway, we just change the edit, so it's gonna be that way. When you double click, you have just the enough handles for the transitions, and here you have just the enough handle for the transition. That's it for transitions. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was a use for you. Thank you very much for watching, and we see you in other tutorials inshallah. Have a nice day.